I'm a lucky gal. I live in Southwest Florida and I get to visit beaches every weekend. You'll normally find me at Fort Myers Beach or Lover's Key or maybe Sanibel, where the beaches are world famous for finding seashells. Here we see the Sanibel Lighthouse, which I can almost always see in the distance from one of the beaches we're exploring. And here we see the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse, which we got to visit on a recent trip to the east coast of Florida. I was itching to see what I would find when we visited some beaches on the East Coast, and friends, I was not disappointed. Welcome to another SWF Beach Life video. If you're obsessed with the beach like I am, I recommend you subscribe to my channel because every week I'm bringing you some sort of beachy goodness. So we had just gotten into the area and I said, all right, let's just take a drive to the beach. Let's just go check it out. So at the end of this tree-lined street, it goes to a parking lot. We get out to the beach and it's this. It's gorgeous. This is at a park called Hobe Sound or Hobe Sound Beach, and guys, it was just silly pretty. So after appreciating that, I want to go see what kind of goodies are on the beach, and I find this bittersweet clam. We're going to find a lot of those today, which we don't have on the West Coast, or at least I've never found one. Look at this. Looks like candy. I was fascinated with these guys. They were everywhere. And here we have a jingle. That's something I'm used to. So I was excited to go see what other kind of cool things there are. There's another one. I know it's just a clam, but still, I'll show you a couple. It won't be all these, but I really thought they were cool. Here's a turkey wing. We have those on the East Coast as well, or on the West Coast rather. So it looks like that's a traveler type of guy. Guys, it was beautiful. It was absolutely stunning. That is another one of those spectral bittersweet clams. I just love them. Here's something cool. That's what I'm pretty sure. All right, I'm going to go with like 90% sure that that is a scaly scallop. I was fascinated at how flat it was. And there's more. They're called spectral bittersweet. We have a kitten paw that looks like it's trying to pretend it's a lion's paw. And yes, another one of those candy shell, the spectral bittersweet clam. All right, that's just a piece, but that to me looks like it is a crowned conch. It could be, obviously, I could totally be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking that is. All right, and here we have, looks like a calico scallop, I think, and an olive. Lovely little examples of shells. And another one of those scaly scallops. I just thought they were so cool. Plus they're bright orange. They're kind of flat. I don't find them on the West Coast, so I was thoroughly enthralled with those guys. I thought they were really neat. All right, now this is something I do not usually find. I think I might have found once. That, I believe, is a leafy jewel box. It's kind of different. I was looking for something different. I found different. Oh, I'm digging those striped clams. All right, so if you're from the East Coast, you probably think I'm bonkers because they're everywhere, no big deal, but I never got to see them, so I was thoroughly enthralled. All right, this guy's a little new to me. I believe this is a giant bittersweet clam. I think. If not, let me know. Did some research, a little bit of guessing, but I'm not used to these shells, which was so cool. Like this guy, who I think that's an Atlantic thorny oyster that just was kind of smoothed out, which I wouldn't be surprised. Man, the ocean is a lot rougher than the ocean we see in the Gulf, so not surprised if that used to be spiky. And that's another one of those leafy jewel boxes. I love the bright color, so I'm gonna, even if it's kind of a weird looking shell, I'm gonna go right for it. Guess what that is? That is a piece of a lion's paw. I was really hoping I would find a piece, so I was pretty psyched. Even just a piece I was okay with, so I was psyched with that. Oh, and here we have a sculptured top snail. That's a fun little find. That's something else that we do have on the West Coast. And this we find a plethora of. Here's a lightning wilk. It's pretty well beat up. Again, not surprised. But nice to see something from home. All right, I think maybe this is a Atlantic hairy triton, but just a little guy. It stumped me. I looked again. I think that's what that is. So if you do know, please leave me a comment. That we know. That's cake. That's actually not cake. It's an olive. And that is another piece of a lion's paw. A little bit bigger. It's got those knobby knuckles. Isn't it cool? Just the piece I was happy with. Okay, here we have a moon snail. Now that looks a little different to me. I usually find the shark eyes and they're just like taller. That guy looks like flat on top. Different. Oh, and sea glass. Usually I find glass that's garbage, but that looks to me like some sea glass. All right, that again, having a little bit hard time identifying it, but I think that that is an Atlantic thorny oyster. And so this was the view. Not too shabby, huh? Oh, it was so pretty. But the sand was really dark, like almost black, and it was really, really hot. So that was something that was different. You were kind of scooching as quick as you can to the water so you don't burn your feet. Another olive he's pretty well beat up. And an auger and another turkey wing. Pretty little guy. And another olive. That's pretty good. He's got his top and everything. And I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna call that the strawberry shell because it kind of reminded me of a strawberry. It's a scallop, obviously, but I really don't know what kind. Pretty. It's a pretty one. And that, again, I'm a little more convinced that that one is the that Atlantic thorny, say that 6 times fast, thorny oyster, I think. And there's another one of those bittersweet clams, or spectral bittersweet clams, and another piece of lion's paw. Yay! I really was psyched with that. It's really cool that you're like familiar with the shells and you actually find a piece for yourself. I don't know. If you like shells, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, now this I'm pretty sure is a leafy jewel box. I'm glad that I usually turn them over like so I can show you guys. Get a little bit easier to identify if you can see the top and the bottom, but not always. Another piece of lion's paw. So, success. Ooh, that's a pretty good size auger. Another one of those scaly scallops. Oh, they're so cool. I was just fascinated about how flat they were. Guys, I'm pretty sure that's a whole lion's paw. It's a little one. It's a little one, but isn't it cool? I hope that's what it is. If somebody knows for sure, let me know in the comments. All right, he was broken, but I thought he was kind of neat. You can see all the ridges on that other side. I thought that was kind of cool. And a kitten's paw. Now you can kind of see the difference between a kitten's paw and a lion's paw. Kitten's paw we find all the time. And another little scallop. I do like those orange scallops. What do we got here? Okay, I think again that's a scaly scallop, but he's not as orange as the other guys, which is nice. Find some variety. All right, No clue. I looked it up, I tried to figure it out, I looked at the aperture, I looked at the other side. This I'm just calling mystery shell because I really have no idea what that guy is. And that is a shark eye. All right, that at least, that I find all the time. I really, really, really like them. It's a swell shell. And that's just a speckled crab, but I figured I'd show you. I've also encountered those on the West Coast, so that was kind of fun. All right, and here it looks like an apple murex. There's one of those bittersweets, and we got another mystery piece there, so showing you stuff we've never seen before and can't even identify. That's definitely a little lion's paw. So cool. And another one of those bittersweet. Oh, they're so neat. Okay, piece of a scaly scallop. If I pick up enough pieces, I can make a whole one, right? What do we got here? Don't know. Guess I didn't want to keep it either. Oh, look at this little guy. Isn't he fun? That's a striped false limpet. Usually a lot of the limpets have a hole in it. They're called keyhole limpets, but that guy is called a false limpet. He's fun. Here's a little bubble. I have a great story about bubbles that I'm going to share with you in the next video. Okay, the top of a shark eye, or at least a moon snail. Not sure if it's a shark eye. I couldn't resist. I have to show you again. It was really, really pretty. That color of the water, oh my gosh. Thank you, Florida. Thank you, Florida, for being so awesome. Okay, another little olive. Another lion's paw, I think. I'm pretty sure. 95% sure that's a lion's paw. And maybe again it's that Atlantic thorny oyster. Maybe. Check this guy. All right, this was really cool. It's only a piece, but this I know is an Atlantic hairy triton. That at least is big enough. You can see the color. It's broken, but there's enough of the shell to give you some clue as to what that guy was. Even just a piece. I thought it was cool. So this is my first excursion out, my first East Coast haul. I really was in love with those bittersweet guys. Those clams were so cool. It was nice to see olives and those scaly scallops. Those were really cool. A couple jingles, and let's see, what else do we have? Some leafy jewel boxes. Of course, the lion's paws. Those were really cool. And a couple of mystery shells, which I loved. I love researching, digging in, trying to figure out what it was. I consulted the book, and I'm going to need some help, some identification on some of these. So I hope you guys enjoyed going to the East Coast as much as I did. In the next video, we're going to a really cool beach. It's called Coral Cove Park. Again, ridiculously beautiful, and we find some other shells that we've never found before. So that's going to be really cool. That'll be next week. I'll see you then. Thank you as always for watching. You guys are the best.